Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing okay. Welcome back to the Might and Magic 6 completionist run. We're now on part 6, and we're gonna start off by delivering the quest item that we picked up at the end of the last episode. But before I do that, by the way, that quest item is this candelabra, but before I do that, I think it's a good time to talk about reputation, one of the game attributes that I haven't really discussed so far. Now, it's not hard to guess what reputation does. It's similar to how reputation works in the real world, meaning it's essentially having a high reputation is a badge of honor, or conversely, a low reputation is a badge of dishonor, and it just represents how you're seen in the world. By and large, it doesn't really affect gameplay too much, aside from a couple things that I'll mention later, but that's just how it works. You start off the game with average reputation, and it will be affected by some of the things you do, chiefly doing quests. Now, you'll note that we've already done a quest. We delivered the letter to Wilbur Humphrey, but that did not affect our reputation. And, we shouldn't really be surprised by that because we were essentially just delivering the mail. We got paid for it. It wasn't anything heroic. It was an important job, but not the kind of thing that, would inspire the local populace to sing your praises. To do the kind of quests that will affect your reputation, those quests will be generally the ones that you would stereotypically consider heroic, where you're actually putting yourself on the line to try and do something. And this quest, as it turns out, is the first one where we had to actually exert ourselves in order to, in order to help someone. So let's turn it in and see what that does for our reputation. Let's go back to the tavern, talk to Mr. Potbello. See, complete the quest. He says, excellent. He's pretty happy about that. He gives us a reward, 1,000 gold. Not a lot, but, every little bit helps. And let's see what happened now. Oh, would you look at that? Our reputation went down. Now, what happened there? Was it a bug? Was it a glitch? Actually, no, that was intentional. And what this is trying to tell us is that because he is associated with the Temple of Ba, and because the Temple of Ba are not seen in the best of light by the people of Enroth, then helping them actually hurts your reputation. Now, does this mean the Temple of Ba is evil? Well, not necessarily. They are a new religious organization, and we actually have examples in the real world of religious denominations that now are accepted as major denominations within their religion, but at the time that they emerged were called heretics and other really bad things and persecuted. For instance, we have Protestant Christians or Shia Muslims, and in some cases, they face persecution even today, especially the case of Shia Muslims. But, they're generally okay people, so maybe that's what's happening with the Temple of Ba, right? Maybe, the people just aren't ready to accept their radical ideas, and maybe they're just okay folks. So what I'm saying is, let's just give them the benefit of the doubt for now. Why am I going over here? Well, this is the new Sarpagal Temple, and one thing we can do is we can donate. So if I click on donate, you'll notice Roderick looks up as if, in a spiritual gesture of some kind, a prayer perhaps. But let's see what happened to our reputation now. Ah, see, it went from bad to average. Let's donate one more time. And see, now it's gone up to respectable. And I'm going to stop donating at this point, because that's basically as high as you can get your reputation through donations. Interesting thing, no matter how bad your reputation is, no matter what you've done, you can always go back to this temple and donate a few increments of 10 gold and get your reputation up to respectable. I would call that unrealistic. The fact that you can, do whatever deviant things you want and then give a bunch of gold to a religious institution and erase all of that, but that's actually not far from the truth in terms of how people have actually organized themselves in real human history. You think of something like indulgences, for instance. So, that's just how it works in this game. Now, having done all of that, what is my next plan? Well, next I'm just gonna train my guys, because as you can see, we are eligible to gain one more level each. So let's just go to the training hall. And I realize this is a little loud, and unfortunately, one thing I've noticed in this version of the game through GOG is that certain sounds don't seem to be responsive to the sound controls and will always feel too loud even if you've set your volume low. But anyway, that's something that I'll have to deal with at some point. Let's now allocate some skill points. Next thing I want to do is I do want to increase bow skill for you. I want to increase bow skill for you. And what do I want to work on with you? I think the time has come to give you some spirit magic. And you need to start working on your disarm trap. And I think we're good for now. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna cast Wizard Eye. We're gonna go here. And the reason I'm going here is because in this region we will find essentially a camp of mages, low-level enemies, and they will be good target practice for us. We shouldn't have too much trouble through them, fighting through them, unless a whole bunch of high-level variants spawn, which, judging from the looks of it, they haven't. I see mostly red, which is the lowest level. The reason I'm doing this is because they are guarding a few treasure chests, and it would be handy to get those. I do want to go back to Castle Ironfist, and before I do that, I want to make sure, number one, I have enough money to train everyone to be an expert in using the bow, but before I can do that, I will also need them to have the requisite skill points. Okay, there is one high-level guy. I'm gonna focus him down. Oh, uh-oh. There's actually another one. Okay, now we should be good. As you can see, despite taking a bunch of hits, all of our characters are still in the green in terms of health, so these guys are not giving us any trouble, which is what I like to see. Okay. Let's just position ourselves. Let's focus down the troublesome one. And it seems to be running, but he's out of range of us, of our arrows, but he can still hit us, which I find really annoying. But he's dead now. That wasn't too bad. And How many skill points would you need? You would need 4 in total, so 3 more. So I can't do it by just giving you horseshoes. Okay. Now I'm just gonna collect all the gold. This is just one thing I like to do. I like to collect all the corpses before opening the chests, because to me the chests are a bigger prize. I save them for last. You know, it builds up the anticipation. But that also means that if the chests end up being disappointing, then it's an even bigger disappointment, because I hyped myself up by waiting. But anyway, that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick up all of them, because every little bit of gold is gonna help take us closer to our goals. And I really should also be picking up alchemy ingredients. And I've been neglecting that, and it's really not good. I need to get into that habit. Um, like, it's something you should do in the early game. Like, I'm still uh, stuck in my late game habits from the previous time I played, and by the time you're in the late game, you really don't care about alchemy that much anymore. But we do care about it right now. So let's start opening these crates. As you can see, it was trapped, but it wasn't a problem for Alexis. That potion is good. This ring is garbage. Axe is... Oh, mace is a... It's a thing, I guess. Leather cloak, we will give it to someone. Gauntlets, we will give these to someone, and... a little bit of gold. Not the best chest, but okay. Another crate. Another trap successfully disarmed. And... dagger, which is garbage. And our first melee item that's better than the trash that we started with. And it goes to Zoltan. And it might not seem like it, but this +3 to both attack and damage is gonna make a big difference. Big difference. And I think there was one more, right? Yeah. It's right here. Let's open it.
Got it.
And this is good, because we found a wand.
I don't know.
Yeah, he unfortunately can't identify it. We also found a spear. We'll give this... well, we can't give it to her because her inventory isn't arranged properly. So let's now give this to her. Let's just give her all of this. I'm gonna hold on to this wand because if it's an elemental damage wand, it will be useful against a certain kind of enemy. So I'll just keep this in your inventory for now. Let's pick up some more ingredients. And let's just pay a visit to whoever's in this house. Why not?
How are you?
Look who it is! It's Falagar! It's the guy from the opening narration. Well, not the narrator. I mean, unless he was referring to himself in the third person. But it's the guy being talked about. The person who whisked us away from Sweetwater when something bad was happening. Let's talk to him. See what he has to say. And he's telling us about a specific and one of the more complicated spells in this game. We'll talk about it when we actually get it. A Guardian Angel. He also has some advice for us. Let's see. He says there's nothing more he can teach us. Apparently he tells us that Sweetwater was destroyed by devils. It's not good. And he says the Oracle in Freehaven will know what to do. So, okay, I guess we'll be going there at some point. But unfortunately, we are barred from doing so until we get the approval of the 6 High Council members. Okay, so, yeah, that's a thing that we will be doing. Now, having cleared these guys out, let's just look at the map. These are the main enemies in this region. You might have seen, if we stood at the water's edge and looked out, there were islands, and some of those islands had enemies. But we won't be getting to them for a while, so for now we have exhausted the... Well, no, there are a few goblins close to Goblin Watch, but we are close to finishing off the wandering enemies on this part of the map. And for those of you wondering when I will consider this map to be cleared as per my objectives, it'll only be when I'm able to kill everyone, and that includes the people on the other islands. So I won't be clearing this map for a while, and in fact, this map will probably be resetting a few times before we get a chance to fully clear it. Now, what do we do having done all of that? Let's go to the town hall. I think Frank Fairchild has a quest. Members of the Shadow Guild. Okay, no, he wants us to rescue somebody. That's something we won't be able to do for a while, but Janice has a more reasonable quest for us. She gives us the key to Goblin Watch, and says that they changed the lock on an important door, and will give us... or I guess the city, the town, will give us a reward if we can tell them what the new password is. And there's also a bounty hunt. By the way, this is one of the ways to raise your reputation in this game, by doing bounty hunts. Soldier, we won't be seeing any of those enemies for a while, so you probably won't be able to complete that bounty, but that's okay. Before we go into Goblin Watch, I'm just gonna rent a room. Now I'm gonna cast Wizard Eye again, and as you can see, there are some enemies on the map. There's also an enemy that the yellow dot is a corpse that I haven't looted. It's not gonna do anything. Oh, I took drowning damage. I could have just walked across the bridge, but I didn't. Usually I'm able to judge the distance well enough in terms of when you can and can't jump without taking damage, but on that case, I wasn't able to. That's okay. So some of these goblins are on the outside. And some of them are inside. You can see some of them glitching through the wall, but I don't think we can shoot them, no. That's just... Oh, this is one really annoying thing. Enemies, when you damage them a certain point, will start fleeing, which I guess is realistic. They don't want to die, but also really annoying because sometimes they just wind up really... Where did these guys come from? I guess maybe they walked through the little thing? I guess maybe someone else is gonna come out through that? Yep. Okay. Let's see, is anyone else in this part? No. So the remaining goblins are up top. Oh, and that's a goblin shaman. Okay. And here we can talk to Urok, who is, I guess, the new chief of Goblin Watch. Goblin Watch, the fort which was set up to watch over the goblins, has now been taken over by the goblins, and I guess they are now the ones watching us. What a cruel twist of fate. Okay, let's get a bunch of stuff. Action useless, useless. I mean, useful, but we already have that. I'll take that. Useless, and we're gonna have to make room for that. So let me just do this. Oh my god. Okay, let's just... Yeah, the inventory system in this game does take a bit of a bit of micromanaging. I'm trying to look down. There we go. Because that would make this a little bit easier. I'm just gonna kill these guys.
Ha! Got him.
Okay. Level off. There's some more goblins over there. Just gonna see how far I am from the next level. Pretty far, so we're probably gonna have to complete the Goblin Watch quest before we're able to level up. We are finding good amounts of money. And when we go back to Castle Ironfist, I do think we will be in good shape to make a lot of progress in our skills. Now let's go to Goblin Watch. Now, who has the key? You do. Let's give you this cloak. Let's give you this. Let's give you that. Let's save. Save here. Side now. Okay.
Where are we?
I'm just gonna cast Wizard Eye again. Can you cast Torchlight yet? Oh, did you see that? Something. It's a rat. A common rat. And that's a hint that we will be fighting other less common kinds of rats at some point. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk in, trigger these enemies, immediately walk back out to funnel some of them out, and fight them in a more... fight them at more our pace. It's always satisfying to kill the Goblin Shamans and Goblin Kings before they're able to do their ranged attacks. It's a lot of fun. Come on. And you can see the huge difference between us fighting in melee and us fighting at range. To the point where I am going to finish this guy off at range. Okay. Now, there are a lot of little things set into the wall, which we can open. Some of them will have chests. One of them will have the thing we're looking for. Ooh, this is a good
I
ring.
don't know.
That's so good that we can't identify.
Aha!
I'm gonna take that, and I hate clubs so much that I'm gonna take this out of the chest just to throw it on the ground. Yeah, I'm still not over it. I'll never be. What do we have in here? Nothing. What do we have in here? Nothing. Nothing. Let's just keep going.
Got it.
Okay. More gold. That's nice.
Aha!
Take
Aha!
that. Tower shield. Okay. 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 Nothing there.
Got it.
Here we go. I'll take this potion.
Ah.
Identify this armor. These boots. I guess I'll give these to you. This is the Goblin Watch code. Leather armor. I'll give that to you to sell. Before we read that, let's... yeah, nothing there. Okay. So to complete the quest, all we need to do is return this code back to... Janice, I believe was her name. We don't need to actually clear this area, although we will be doing that, but not just yet. As you might be able to tell from a bit of map foreshadowing, this area does open, but I believe we'll have to go to it from the other side. We're just gonna do a little bit more before we head back. Okay, some enemies have already been activated. Let's back out and see if we can fight them. Where are these guys? Oh, okay, we need to open the door for them. So let's be polite. Let's hold the door open for them, just so they can. What are these guys doing? Come on, man. Okay, so let's give ourselves some space. Take them down. Okay. Whoa, easy there. Although there are hidden enemies in that room. Not hidden so much, but enemies that will only become active once you're deep inside. And once you think there's nobody left, that's when those enemies. Yep, see, a bunch of them just became aggroed. These are bloodsuckers. One of my. I don't enjoy fighting these because you get nothing from them, and they can give you really annoying status effects. Okay, I'm just trying to draw them out in manageable chunks. Although this guy is so fast. Like, he was so fast. I couldn't gain any distance on him. But Roderick, with a single hit, killed him. That's the damage of the spear when it does connect. And our wizard eye ran out. Let me just cast that again. Okay, getting there. Oh boy, I feel like there are more surprises for us in this room, so I'm just gonna... Okay. I think we're mostly done, so I'm just gonna do this. Okay, yeah, see, there are enemies through those walls. I killed that common rat. I'm gonna do this, which brings these walls down. And now these are doors that we can actually open. Do I want to go in there? I think the answer is no. I just want to show you this, and then I think we're gonna leave and we're gonna complete the quest. We're gonna go to and then we're gonna go to Castle Ironfist and do all that stuff that I said we'd do, and we will sell a bunch of stuff. And what does this ring do? Probably nothing, although it may. There's a small chance that it has a status effect that doesn't that it does something other than a stat bonus. But those rings are generally very rare. Now that we're above a control panel of sorts, which has the alphabet from A to P, take a look at the scroll, Goblin Watch code. It says, here's the key to the combination you requested. And the way it starts is that all the doors are closed to begin with, but you can open them in these combinations, and opening some will close others. So the obvious starting point is is G, because all it does is open that. So let's open G. And actually no, I think I've already messed up. So I believe it said M was no. Oh. See, I knew there was a trap. So M was maintenance, which I assumed would reset the puzzle, but instead it teleported me, and I can't believe I forgot it did that. So because all the doors are closed, let's do something else. Let's start with N, because it opens door 1 but then it closes something that is already closed, so no no change beyond opening door 1. Now let's see what else we can do. We can open door 2 and close door 3 according to the same logic. So that's I. Now if I can remember how the alphabet works, then I'm just gonna use my memory and tell you that the next letters are L, B, O, G. And the perceptive among you might note that what I spelled out there, N-I-L-B-O-G, is the word goblin spelled backwards. And even further, if you'll see this note is signed by something called the Drawcab monks. And Drawcab, if you look at it, you'll see it is in fact the word backwards, but itself spelled backwards, which is, you know, which is definitely a thing. So we've opened that, but we're not going to be doing it just now. What I want to do at this point, because I'm confident this is going to give us enough experience to level up, is I'm going to go back to town. And I'm going to hand in this quest. I'll be pretty embarrassed if it doesn't give us enough experience, but I think it should. Because, yeah, everyone needs around the same amount, and it's less than 2,000 that we need. So come on, Janice, you gotta come through for us. So she gives us the 2,000 gold as promised. And indeed, we can level up. That is fantastic. So let's just do that again quickly. And look how happy they are when you level them up. And I'm just gonna quickly see, does anyone else need luck? Oh, we can't do it. Maybe we need to wait until it recharges, or maybe we need to do an area transition. I don't actually know fully how that well works. So I'm just gonna round out some spirit magic for you. He has enough to become expert in spirit magic, but there are a few other skills that I want to get to expert before that, and if I have money, we'll get around to do that. What do I want to work on next? Well, you have a spear in your hand, so why not start working on that? And I think you will start working on air magic. You now should start on body magic. And you now, well, first of all, get your bow skill up. And fire magic, not that crucial for us right now, so I'm gonna put that point in dagger. And let's just go to Castle Ironfist. And the guy who teaches expert bow is, I believe, right here. He should be right here. Nope. Helen Teal, or the lady, I suppose. So,
Yes.
we're gonna make you an expert. We're gonna make you an expert. And now we're gonna go to this shop. Hopefully, yes! Precision bows. Oh, gosh, of course, you don't have space. Well, you know what? Let me sell you some of this garbage. Now let's buy these precision bows. And give one to you. Actually, let's give one to you. And let's give this accurate crossbow to you, and you will not believe the difference that this will make. when we finally go back. We're not done quite just yet, because there is one... Well, there are a couple of things that I'd like to do before heading on back. A couple of other trainers that we need to speak to.
Hello.
And this is one of them,
Okay. Hello.
and this is another one.
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Could not have gone better. So yeah, I think that's it for now. We leveled up a couple times. We handed in our first quest. We completed yet another quest. We entered another dungeon. We haven't cleared either of the two dungeons we went into yet, but that was mainly a factor of how ill-prepared we were. We're still not in great shape, but the fact that we have very good bows and the fact that we all have expertise in the bow skill is going to mean that when we go back, we should be able to do the abandoned temple no problem. And then we will go in and clear Goblin Watch even though there aren't any more quests to do. So when we come back, finally we will do some of the intense dungeon delving that I've been really looking forward to ever since I started playing. So I will see you in the next part, so until then, take care.